I couldn't come up with a funny cold open for this video, so we're doing an update for the channel instead. This is actually probably for the best because we got a lot to talk about. Firstly, happy holidays everyone. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or just chilling in your room with the curtains drawn. However you celebrate this time of year, I hope it's a good one. And thanks for being here and supporting my content and the hard work that Earl puts in the videos. Secondly, if you've been around long enough to know about the Christmas special that I did last year, we're doing it again this year. I've already filmed it, and it's a bit on the smaller side scope-wise, but it was fun nonetheless. It'll probably be coming out the week of Christmas, so you have that little bit of holiday cheer to look forward to. But that's small fries compared to the other thing. Thirdly, the Season 3 prediction video is currently in the works. Like, I got an actual script going. Look, proof! Okay, Earl, don't actually show them, just blur it or hide it or something. Can't have them reading the script. And I'm hoping to get it out before the end of the year. It feels appropriate to do that before the year the season comes out. At worst, it'll be out sometime in early January before chapters start coming out again. Basically what I'm saying is I have a lot of stuff planned to fill in the gaps the holiday break will be giving us before we're hit with Girlfriend 36 at the beginning of the year. And it's not just me. The folks over at Chaos Squared and Backtracks Reacts and I are planning 2 different collaborations. One where we will debate and discuss our overall top 10 chapters of the series, as well as a follow-up to our massive 6-hour video from last year, where we will update our tier list of the characters in the series, and how we feel the past year of chapters have changed our opinions on them. I promise it won't be another 6 hours, as we'll just be talking about the previous year's worth of chapters, but yappening will most likely occur. We're gonna try to do those sometime in early January before the chapters resume, but everyone's schedule will be the ultimate decider on that. Also, it's still up in the air if they will be pre-recorded or live streamed, so stay tuned. Fourthly and lastly, I have had a few people ask me this and I'd like to address it. No, I do not have any intentions of making a Patreon, mainly because I am not making enough content nor have the ideas and time to make extra content to lock behind a paywall, or the biggest thing many Patreons provide is early access to videos. Given the breakneck pace of a weekly series like 100 Girlfriends, and waiting for the translations to come out, write a script, record audio, and edit, there's just never an opportunity to give members quality early access time that is worthy of their money, and then enough public access time for videos before the next chapter is out. Because, no joke, when you see a video of mine go live, it was handed to me from Earl like a half hour earlier. That's how fast we try to do this thing. And even if something were to change with the series or how we make videos where something like early access would be possible, it would feel wrong and weird to charge for my content since it's all built upon the hard work Nakamura and Nozawa do making the series, and the hard work both Zoonscans and 7Cs do bringing the series to us in English. So, if not Patreon, then what? I am very thankful and humbled that people want to support me, so it got me looking for alternatives, and I started digging into YouTube membership since I have enough subscribers and watch hours to qualify, and I think it's perfect. So I'd like to see if people might be interested in that and maybe launch it before the end of the year. It offers loyalty badges and emojis to use in the comments for people who want that sort of thing for supporting the channel. So please suggest some 100 Girlfriends related loyalty badge and emoji ideas in the comments down below, and I'll try to get that set up before I make it go live. There's also things like shoutouts in the video, which I would definitely do since you guys are supporting the channel after all. Early access to videos will be a part of it, but I promise the weekly review videos will not go behind early access. That will be for everything else. The translation comparison videos, the Season 3 prediction video, as well as the Season 3 anime reaction videos when the season airs next year, and random tier lists and other stuff I make. And it'll only be like maybe a day or half a day of early access. We'll see how I feel when these videos are made. And I'll give you a promise here too that it will never be necessary to be a member of the channel because of the whole thing I mentioned earlier that this content is built upon others' hard work. It will just be there if you are ever so inclined to throw a few bones our way if you want to support these silly videos that I make, as all money I would make from it will go towards getting Earl's favorite brand of kitty kibble so we can continue editing. Okay, that went on a little longer than I thought. Let's get to talking about shoujo manga hotties. I'm Moonlight150, and this is my overview of the latest 100 Girlfriends manga chapter, Chapter 237. Mai's Hottie Heroine Paradise. Be sure to give thanks this holiday season to Zoonscans for bringing us these chapters, as well as 7Cs for their translations and official releases, like the volume 16 that just came out. Now, onto the chapter. It's a classic 100 Girlfriends shenanigans kind of chapter as we start with everyone's favorite, a kasploosh from Kasuri's drugs. You'd think she would have learned at least a little something after what just happened in the last chapter. But no, it's back to the status quo. This time though, Mai wasn't involved as she was busy doing work. What work exactly though? You're a maid to the chairwoman and she was up on the rooftop with the other maid assistant. What could she have been doing by herself? I don't know, but somehow I imagine a water bucket was involved. Turns out Kusuri has a new flavor of the kissing zombie drug that makes everyone act like a shoujo manga hottie or heroine. But in typical 100 Girlfriends fashion, and also like the kissing zombie drug, the wrong gender got the wrong drug, which has led to Rentaro acting like an innocent maiden, and all the girlfriends acting like Hawkeyes straight out of your favorite otome game. And is that Kishka in pants? Not only did this drug affect everyone's personalities, it has the risk of being permanent if two people in love kiss while being under the drug's influence, and it can't be undone by the negation drug. Boy, Kusuri really didn't learn anything from the last 2 chapters, did she? So now it's up to Mai to keep all the girlfriends, or I guess boyfriends in this case, away from Rentaro until the drug wears off, as she gives her best Gandalf impression of blocking the door, letting Rentaro get away, and not letting the 100 boyfriends who really love Rentaro off that rooftop. The haughty boyfriends devise a plan to get past Mai, and instead of brute forcing their way through, they decide to sway Mai by kissing her, which would in their mind resolve in Mai letting them through. So everyone takes turns trying to woo Mai. And since this montage is the majority of the chapter, I won't be going over it all, as I always want first and foremost to encourage you to go read the chapters for yourself so you can appreciate the hard work the fine people at Zune did for the chapter. But I'll hit a few of my favorites and explain why they're my favorites out of the scenario. First one is actually the first of the montage, that being Iku. Not really so much because, like most Iku appearances, she ends up getting smacked on the ass instead of kissing Mai, but the important part of this interaction is it shows how Mai will handle this situation. After smacking Iku on the ass, her bisexual panic towards the tomboyish hottie was wiped out from the ick of Iku's masochism, which she does not like at all. And that's how she ends up overcoming this problem, by reminding herself of everyone's unattractive flaws. Some other favorites of mine are the Uta one, who just starts quoting Aladdin, "I can show you the world," non-Shark Teeth Rin wanting to put on a performance for Mai, and Sue just being the ice-cold uncaring type. Oh, and Karane is still just a tsundere, though it seems the bunch that they are from are much more aligned to Mai's interests, as you can see her barely holding it together as she pushes them away. Dealing with Kishka in shoujo hottie mode is the same way you deal with Kishka anytime, by treating her like a toddler. And also Kishka in pants! Another good one is Mimimi, who much like Narcissus himself, got distracted by their own beauty in a mirror. And Saki called Mai shoddy, I just need to call that out. Near the end, Kurumi and Chiyo who tag team and play the longtime friend stereotype, where they try to convince Mai to kiss them because they were the first friends she made in the family all the way back in chapter 102, where we see Mai act heartbroken as if these longtime friends always had ulterior motives. But that was all a ploy to lower their guards and go on the offensive by removing Chiyo's glasses and playing Anpanman to Kurumi. Almost lastly is Momoha, who makes drunken moves on Mai and actually does land a kiss, which normally would spell out that she failed her mission and let everyone through like Akari and Hahari are cheering for here, but the plan backfired as kisses from Momoha are ineffective on Mai, because, well, this isn't the first time they have kissed, or even the second time, as we apparently learned that Momoha has regularly drunkenly kissed Mai a number of times, and Hottie Hakari and Hahari demand to know more. That is until final boss Mei shows up, the ultimate test for Mai, and surprisingly shoujo hottie Mei is quite forward and without hesitation goes in to kiss Mai without even asking, just saying, "You know what I'm here for." But much like the shoujo manga and otome games these archetypes come from, the kiss is interrupted by the drug wearing off and Mei comes to her senses, essentially cock-blocking her from the one thing she's always wanted most. Her dead-eyed thousand-yard stare after her life goal was just yanked away from her is my new favorite. That's the face you make when your mom told you to take the chicken out of the freezer 3 hours ago, and then you hear the garage door opening. Which was followed by even more cliches as Rentaro comes barging back upstairs to the roof, knocking Mai with the door leading to Mei kissing Mai on her 5 head, thus ending the chapter with Mai almost getting what she wants and everything goes back to normal. So, as many of you know, I am the self-proclaimed Mai glazer of the community. This chapter was made for me. Or it would have been if it was an actual Mai-focused chapter that revolved around her relationship with Rentaro. Let me tell you how jebaited I felt when I woke up the morning the Raws came out, saw Mai in the very first panel and interacting with Rentaro in the next one, just for Rentaro to disappear on the next page. But besides the rug being pulled out from underneath me, I do love this chapter and all of its bisexual panicness. There are some details I want to go over though that I find really interesting. Firstly, while I was sad there wasn't much between Rentaro and Mai directly in the chapter, what we do get is pretty good. Like with Mai saying that today Rentaro isn't getting her heart going like it normally does. Then as Rentaro runs away, we see him say to her, "Love you, let's get married," and she responds with, "Not while you're like this." These are completely different kinds of responses that we normally get from Mai when Rentaro is being overly affectionate to her. Normally I think many would expect something like, "I don't like you, I only like my dear sister." And though she doesn't say it directly to him, it's nice to hear that regularly Rentaro makes Mai's heart go faster, which is a vast improvement over the Mai and Momoha Bunny Maid chapter, where the thought of not being Rentaro doesn't even cross her mind. Then again at the end where she kind of thanks Rentaro for bumping into her to make Mei kiss her on her 5 head by accident, and going back to the marriage topic saying, "Let's get married for sure." Granted, you already said yes almost 100 chapters ago, but I digress. So even though it was the minorest of crumbs, we did get some genuine affection between Mai towards Rentaro, even if most of them were internal dialogue, but I'll take anything at this point. One negative I want to bring up is this right here, if I can direct your attention to a line of fourth wall-breaking dialogue. And also Nozawa sensei got a little too eager to change up some outfits. Where are these changes? Don't get me wrong, we do get some. The aforementioned Kishkan pants! And we see Ero in the shirt and tie where even her pocket protector even has a tie for some reason. But I'm more distracted by her trousers. They look more like she is running around in boxers than in school uniform shorts. Nurse Chiyo has something closer to what I would call a male doctor's uniform with the rolled up sleeves than her usual dress with the crosses on it. And we see Kimari in a shirt and tie, along with Mei in a proper butler outfit, and very brief glimpses of some other girlfriends in pants. But almost every panel is shot from the waist up, so the joke here is that they should be wearing male versions of their typical outfits. Most notably, probably a majority of them should be wearing pants instead of skirts. But aside from the standouts that I just mentioned, we don't see these alterations much because of the way the panels are laid out. So why did they make a big deal about Nozawa wanting to change up their outfits when only a handful of them are even noticeable? The tops of most of these characters are unchanged. Guess I should also say that Rentero's in a girl's uniform as we can see the ribbon here, but are we to assume he has the skirt too? We'll never know because this whole chapter is like 95% above the waist. Speaking of Nurse Chiyo, it's stuff like these shenanigan chapters that I wanted to see most from her and how she reacts to them, but unfortunately the one we got has her personality changed, and she's in like a singular panel and only a couple lines of dialogue. So sadly we don't get much out of the latest girlfriend, and it's almost the end of the volume. Last thing I want to bring up is the whole Kurumi and Chiyo section. They play it up like Chiyo and Kurumi have been her closest friends within the family since Mai's introduction, where they went to go get her back after she stormed off, and they're like another group within the family like we have seen from others. So now Nakamura is supposed to have us believe that since Mai's introduction chapter, Kurumi and Chiyo are Mai's closest friends within the family? I'm not buying it. I mean, I guess I can buy Kurumi a little because of the time spent with Karane in the Tsundere date chapter, but I would have an easier time accepting Mai saying something like Shizuka or Akko or Meibe would be closer friends with her given past interactions and shared interests, particularly over books that we have seen within the series. We have seen nothing of these three as a group since that one chapter over 135 chapters ago. If Nakamura is supposed to have us believe Mai's closest friends within the family are Kurumi and Chiyo, then show us, Nakamura, because right now you're basically just giving us headcanon for your own series. Aside from those qualms, I actually really do like this chapter a lot. Like others have said, it feels like a classic shenanigans chapter. It's nice to return to basics sometimes. And putting the spotlight on a less than used often character like Mai is appreciated. Because as I just said in the previous segment, how are we supposed to believe that Mai's closest friends are Kurumi and Chiyo when we never see it because you aren't using the character? Okay, now I'm done. The jokes in this chapter are great, and it's great seeing Mai acting like Batman and having her own version of the Agamemnon contingency, where she has a plan and knows how to take down every member of the Rentero family. This may become a new personal favorite chapter of mine down the road because of some quotable lines, and the showing of Mai actually being affectionate towards Rentero. Let's just hope it's not a while until we see Mai properly used again. Speaking of not seeing something in quite some time, next chapter is the return of the regular daily life chapters. The first one in 26 chapters. That was almost 3 volumes ago. It'll be interesting to see what mini-stories Nakamura has set on for so long, since he's been going so hard on the Fleur-de Daily Life chapters in every volume since then. And unlike Fleur-de Daily Life, regular daily life are totally unpredictable.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Drink. Fa la la la.
So, no, I won't be making any predictions for your amusement. And that will do it for this video. I'll see you all next week as we inch closer to the end of this volume and into 2026 and Girlfriend 36. I've been Will9150, and be sure to like, subscribe, and like I said at the beginning of this video, comment on what you want to see from a membership for this channel down below for things like emojis, badges, and other perks that I could possibly do. Oh, and while you're down there, see that hottie of a notification bell? Hit it so you'll be notified when all the special videos I have planned for the Christmas break go live. And I will see you all for Daily Life Part 9 next week.